Calaroga Shark Media.
Hi, I'm Johnny Mac with your daily comedy news, daily briefing on stand-up comedy, comedians, and the comedy industry. Buckle your seatbelts there. We got a bit of a rough one coming up. I want to talk about the killing of Alex Pretti in Minnesota, and as with all news stories, I'll apply it through a comedy lens. I'm recording this slightly before noon on Monday. Not really seeing a lot of comedian reactions yet. I'm sure we'll see some in late night on Monday night. But we did see Saturday Night Live's pretty much lack of reaction. The cold open was James Austin Johnson's increasingly drifting President Trump. They need to just stop with it. It's not working. I'm seeing a lot of backlash on social that people are just like, can you stop with the James Austin Johnson Trump? It was the Trump Awards, and during the monologue, James Austin Johnson as Trump slightly addressed the situation with ICE. Now, pay really close attention to this clip. This is unedited, obviously, other than the heads and tails that I clipped. But listen to the absolute silence this joke gets. Like, this was noticeably silent. Listen to this carefully.
I thought, I need more awards. And after what all my little freaks and psychos and ICE have been doing, I need more distractions. Look, everything's gold and shiny. And what a crowd we have tonight.
I mean, wow, not even a laugh. The reaction, and I agree, is that SNL missed the mark on Saturday night. Michael Che got in one joke, obviously told better by Che, but that joke, I get that ICE agents are people, allegedly, and they have a job to do, but at some point when you're pepper spraying old ladies and shooting at a nurse, you ever stop and ask yourself, are we dicks? Which, okay, but again, kind of missed the top story. I did do a sweep to see if any comedians were really tweeting about it. I did see something from Patton Oswalt and something from Bo Johnson. Now, let me just jump in here. If today's the first day you're hearing this program, it's usually not this serious. Patton Oswalt on Threads discussing the killing of Alex Pretti. Patton had posted, he was protecting a woman they shoved to the ground. They pepper sprayed him, beat him, removed his legally permitted gun, all caps, from its holster. And then a nervous ICE goon fired a shot into his back, and the rest of them panicked and also started shooting. Then they all scurried away, one of them clapping and bouncing up and down, all on video, multiple angles. Bo Johnson posted, generally I put politics into my jokes on here, Threads, but there isn't much I feel like joking about. Ty, the evil being committed by ICE. Tearing families apart is evil. Murdering two innocent people is evil. If you like my comedy and your reality is distorted, there's time for deep introspection. Or more likely, if you're just finding out I hate government-sanctioned murder and don't like that, I hope the venue doesn't give you a refund to my show, and you know I'll be paying my bills with your money. The podcasters had not weighed in yet as of Monday, but as I was putting together the show, I did find a few things, and I want to be fair that, and I can't believe I'm saying this sentence out loud, these are comments after the first ICE shooting, the shooting of Renee Nicole Good earlier this month. Andrew Schultz addressed that shooting on the Flagrant podcast. The article I'm cribbing from is from the 23rd. Alex Pretti was killed on the 24th. So again, I just want to put the timeline here. And again, this is a comedy show. Schultz said, I think because we don't see it in New York, like we're somewhat detached from it. New Yorkers will not be going with this stuff at all. One of the co-hosts said, oh, it did. It happened on Canal. Schultz said, I assume this is a joke. No, on Canal, because on Canal, we got to clean some stuff up. As part of my research for today's episode, an article from June 23rd, 2025 from the New York Times. The New York Times actually posted an article titled, Andrew Schultz, podcast bro, might be America's foremost political journalist. Boy, that aged well. That article, just to be clear, not by friend of the show, Jason Zinneman. New York Times, yikes, dudes. Tim Dillon on episode 478, which came out 2 weeks ago, addressed ICE. Tim on that episode, and again, everything Tim says is half sarcastic, but Tim said, these are not well-trained law enforcement people in ICE right now. We're talking people that did backyard wrestling. The people that are in ICE right now, I mean, this is like your cousin who was in backyard wrestling. This is not the cream of the crop. You know the guys that kidnapped Maduro, the Delta Force Navy SEALs? This is not them. This is not the Delta Force Navy SEAL people. This is people on their third grade report card the teacher wrote has violent tendencies. It just is what it is. Tim did release an episode over the weekend. I listened to it Sunday morning. I don't believe he addressed the shooting at all. And I believe, I have no facts to this, but I believe he had recorded it before any of this went down. Just as someone who listens to Tim every week, I can't imagine that he didn't lead off with it. Episode 480 was titled Jared Kushner, Trump's Obsession and Healing Through Hate. The description on Apple Podcasts says Tim discusses the recent Beckham family drama. And the no contact phenomenon, Trump's Board of Peace, Jared Kushner's creepy PowerPoint presentation on the new Gaza, how the world heals through hate, and a food delivery robot that was run over by a train in Florida. So again, I have to assume Tim taped that maybe Friday night. From Mediaite took a look at Joe Rogan's podcast, which came out on Thursday. Again, before the killing of Alex Pretti in Minnesota. Trying to be fair here with the timeline to these comedians. Rogan's guest comedian, Hassan Ahmad. Rogan was discussing the shooting and killing of Renee Good. Rogan said, imagine one of these people like, dude, they're asking me to come, like, this is awesome. Now I'm in America. I'm going to get a good job. I'm going to be able to support my family. And then all of a sudden you have these effing dudes in bulletproof vests looking for you on the streets. Like, I thought you said it was okay. I thought the Red Cross gave me a map. I was like, you gave me the effing cell phone and now you're hunting me. But now imagine the ICE agents, okay? Rogan said it was like a recent clip of mine that got highlighted when I was criticizing ICE. One of the things you don't think about when you're into this is just like regular police interactions. The one that you see online are the horrible ones. So you think all cops are horrible. What you miss is the millions of interactions that people have with cops like, how you doing today, sir? Can I see paperwork? Sure, here it is. You in a hurry? I'm late for work, All right, man, just slow down. Rogan said that happens too. Like there's nice interactions with cops. There are people that save people from bad guys. It happens all the time. There's people that are thankful that they call the police and they stop the burglar who was breaking into their effing mom's house or whatever it is. There's so many more of those, but you're not seeing those videos. With the ICE thing, what you're only seeing and what you're hearing about, American citizens that have been arrested, the lady that got shot, you're seeing all these negatives. What you're not hearing about is the number of violent criminals that they've caught, and it's a lot. It's in the thousands. On a previous episode with Rand Paul, Joe Rogan said, you don't want militarized people in the streets just roaming around, snatching up people, many of which turn out to be U.S. citizens that just don't have their papers on them. Are we really going to be the Gestapo? Where's your papers? Is that what we've come to? Whitney Cummings was hitting my social media feed a lot over the weekend. People were upset with Whitney, who made some comments about Miss Rachel. Miss Rachel, who creates educational videos for toddlers and infants, had apologized for liking an anti-Semitic Instagram comment last week. Screenshots had circulated online showing Miss Rachel's Instagram account liking a comment that read, Free America from the Jews. The comment appeared under a now-deleted post that read, Free Palestine, Free Sudan, Free Congo, Free Iran. Miss Rachel posted a screenshot of a follower alerting her that, he had liked an anti-Semitic comment. Miss Rachel replied, deleted, how horrible. Oh, wait, let me check. I did delete one like that. Yeah, I believe I deleted that earlier when I saw it. I hate anti-Semitism. She said she had meant to delete the comment, but instead tapped the like button and explained, people are allowed to make mistakes. I'm super sorry for any confusion it caused. I delete anti-Semitism anytime I see it. I'm against all forms of hate, including anti-Semitism against the Jewish people. Back to Whitney Cummings. Whitney had posted, Miss Rachel was always off base, dude. Why does she talk to kids like they're deaf morons? And if you need to dress like a toddler to trick them into liking you, that's information to give a mental health professional. I believe Whitney eventually deleted that comment as she got dragged in the comments. Reading directly from Whitney Cummings' Threads account, I did not know Miss Rachel was specifically for neurodivergent children. Some people say it's actually not, / people are even fighting about that. The show overwhelms my child, maybe when he's older. A lot of adults talk super intensely to kids and it stresses them out. I thought it was just that intense baby talk thing. I know how important a kid's hero is to a parent, and I'm a new mom and should have been more careful. Whitney, in a separate thread post, wrote, I'm new to being a mom and a comedian. I'll probably make more mistakes. I'm not surprised when Reddit bros attack me anymore, but the mom space is a curveball. I'll be more careful and get thicker skin because I know how exhausted moms are and how precious your kids' heroes are. If someone made fun of Thomas the Train, I'm sure I'd be protective. Maybe when he's older, Miss Rachel will be our thing, but right now it's overwhelming, thanks to those who aren't looking to intentionally understand. Someone gave Whitney a hard time about deleting her comment. Whitney wrote, not sure why it's dirty to delete it. Again, if this is your first time listening, the show's not normally this serious. Regular listeners will notice I'm not even using my regular delivery today. Stephen Colbert is scheduled to appear on Seth Meyers tonight. I'm sure they'll find something to talk about. During Thursday night's Jimmy Kimmel monologue, someone yelled out Jimmy for president. Jimmy Kimmel crossed himself and said, let's pray we can do better than that. Netflix has released the first images from The Fifth Wheel. This is a female-driven comedy directed by Eva Longoria. It stars Kim Kardashian and Nikki Glaser. I'm wondering if this is going to be Nikki Glaser's flew too close to the sun moment. Like if I just tell you off the bat, it stars Kim Kardashian and Nikki Glaser. Do you think that's going to be good? Are you thinking like, oh, Netflix? Yeah, no, right? I know you got to floor it while it's hot, but I'm not sure this is the right move for Nikki Glaser. The Fifth Wheel follows a group of high school best friends as they attempt to reconnect during a weekend haunt to Las Vegas But when a hot outsider, the fifth wheel played by Kim Kardashian, crashes their weekend, they're forced to face their messy lives, bad decisions, and unraveling friendships. I don't know about that. Are you excited for the Super Bowl? I'm really not. I really like football, but just this matchup, I'm like, yeah, okay. I mean, it's the Super Bowl. I'll make some wings and I'll watch it, but I'm not like, yeah, I can't wait for the Super Bowl. One of the events, Super Bowl weekend, Dave Chappelle headlining an already sold-out show at the Chase Center. Circling back to SNL, Colin Jost will return to host the second season of Pop Culture Jeopardy. The show has moved from Amazon to Netflix. Colin Jost staying on board. Interesting note from Late Nighter about SNL the other night. Marcelo Hernandez appeared on Weekend Update. He had some commentary about the evolution of Generation Z slang. In the aired version, Marcelo explained, basically, black people start saying something, young people think it's cool, so they start saying it, then white people say it, then once Elon Musk says it, it's over. According to people in dress rehearsal, the tag was not Elon Musk. The tag was, once Jimmy Fallon says it, it's over. That got laughs on the room. It's unclear why that was changed before air. Voting is now open for Comedy Survivor Week 4. What you do is you go to the Facebook group, Daily Comedy News Podcast Group. You will find a cartoon of me extinguishing the torch of Joe Coy. In there, post a name of who you want voted off this week. Comedy Survivor, Daily Comedy News Podcast Group. A couple people hit me on the side saying the Mel Brooks documentary is really good. I started to watch it Friday night, and part of it I was like, 4 hours. Sometimes I just don't like homework. You know what I did most of the weekend when I wasn't watching football? James Bond movies on Netflix. And again, I have most of them on either DVD or digital, but I'd have to go all the way upstairs to where, the Scrubs DVDs live that get us through fascism. So next to the Scrubs DVDs are the James Bond DVDs. But again, you have to go up and get them. There's just something really nice about hitting play, and they're right there on Netflix. And they've been on various streaming services. There's just something about them being on Netflix. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch these. So I'm all the way through Goldfinger now. So that's the first 3. But anyway, the Mel Brooks documentary, people are saying it's really, really good, but I didn't want to commit to 4 hours of homework. And when they were showing the talking heads that were going to appear, they showed Amy Schumer, and I was like, Amy Schumer? And it just didn't interest me. I was like, I don't want to hear Amy Schumer talk about Mel Brooks at all. But maybe I'll circle back to that when I get some time. I got like 23 more James Bond movies to watch. You know what I do with the Bond movies? I treat them like TV shows. I hit play, because I've seen them all, and I can probably recite half of them. I hit play, and when I don't feel like watching it anymore, I just hit stop. So I don't go like, okay, I'm watching 2 hours and 10 minutes of James Bond now. I just watch James Bond till I've had my fill of James Bond, and then hit stop, and I go back in. And if the movie ends, I just start the next one and do the thing with M and Q and Moneypenny and get as far into the movies I feel like watching, and then I stop. And it takes all the burden out of, I got to sit here and watch an entire movie now, because I have TV ADD. If you would like this program without commercial interruption, what you do is you go to Apple Podcast. There's a banner there. It says uninterrupted listening. You click that. And then your destination will eventually be, for $5 a month, you'll get this show without commercial interruption. You'll get other stuff on the channel without commercial interruption, including 5 Good News Stories, which I also host, Palace Intrigue about the Royals, a whole bunch of stuff, the 5 daily trivia questions. You get them all without commercial interruption. And it comes with a 30-day free trial. So if you just want to test drive that, or you're just like, all right, no commercials for 30 days, then I'm not giving John $5. That's cool. I understand. I'm cheap. But why not do the 30-day free trial? Now, if you were to do that and get all the other shows, and you were like, I'll check out this Palace Intrigue about the royal family. What do they talk about there? You would get stories like this. A viral TikTok rumor claiming that Meghan Markle reacted awkwardly to an introduction by Jimmy Kimmel is drawing attention online. However, there's no evidence that it even happened. Oh, I love a good Meghan Markle story. Somebody posted on TikTok alleging that Meghan was on Kimmel and bristled at what she felt was an underwhelming introduction by Jimmy Kimmel. The moment is described as tense, with nervous laughter from the audience. However, there's no video from the broadcast, no transcript, no recording to support the claim. There's no public record of Meghan Markle ever appearing on Jimmy Kimmel Live. I've been writing the Royals podcast for several years, including before they moved to California. And believe me, if she were on Kimmel, I would have covered it. Episode listings, promotional schedules, archived interviews do not show a segment with Jimmy Kimmel and Meghan Markle, so it seems like it might be a hoax. On Netflix today, Mike Epps, his new special Delusional. It's his 5th for Netflix. In it, he discusses how a little delusion and a lot of hustle has made him a star. And that is your comedy news for today. Again, if you're a new listener, I promise tomorrow will be more. Actually, I don't know, because late night's going to weigh in on this Minnesota thing, so maybe not. But welcome aboard. See you all tomorrow.